Taiwan, and it is a really popular gift in Asia. Now that I'm studying abroad, it is really hard to find some tasty ones, so I decided to make it my own and share my recipe with you.
So now I'm gonna go out to shop the grocery and ingredients that we need.
For the pineapple cake that we're going to make today, these are all the food ingredients. 1 pineapple, 1 egg, corn syrup, sugar, skim milk powder, cake flour, butter, and some lemon juice. For the corn syrup here, you can also use maple syrup. Now let's get started! Now we're going to prepare the filling of the pineapple cake.
Now we will add the sugar. Stir the sugar until it's dissolved. And then we'll add the cornstarch. The cornstarch can help firm the filling and also to reduce some sweetness. Now we can add some lemon juice. If you like a sweeter flavor, you can reduce the lemon juice and add more sugar into it. But I personally like it a little bit sour with sweetness, so I'll just keep adding some lemon juice. And now you can see that most of the moisture has evaporated. So it's time for us to add in the butter. And we need to keep stirring it until the butter is absorbed. When you flip it, you can see a pale color.
And now we're getting the fun part, which is the shortbread part. And that is actually the coating for the pineapple cake. So before we start to make sure all the ingredients, we need to soften the butter in the room temperature. Let's get started.
So first of all, we need to beat the butter.
Now you can see the color of the butter is getting lighter, and now it's time for us to add in the sugar. So once the butter and the sugar cream together, we can add in the egg. But some people prefer a softer texture, so you can just add the egg yolk. Now we can add in the milk powder. We need to keep beating until there is no powder. Now we can add in the cake flour. And then we need to keep beating. We only need to beat until there is no obvious cake flour to be seen. So by now, the dough for shortbread is done, but we cannot use it right now. We need to use a food wrapper to wrap it and keep it in fridge for about half to 1 hour. Now we already have the dough and the filling cooled down, so it's time for us to wrap them. It will be really helpful if you have a kitchen scale. So I will divide the pineapple jam filling equally into small pieces, and each one weighs about 15 grams. So now here, I have 22 equal small balls. So now I turn them into small balls, and you can keep it in fridge about 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, they will become firmer, and it's easy for you to wrap them into the shortbread dough. So now it's time for us to divide the dough into equally small balls. So now the doughs are equally divided. I will split it into a platform, and later on I will add the filling into it. And if you find it too sticky, you can spread some cake flour into your hand. So now it's time for us to wrap the filling into the dough. And there it goes, a small pineapple cake. I will put the pineapple cake onto the parchment paper that I already prepared. So before we put these into the oven, we need to preheat the oven to about 355 Fahrenheit. So you can see the inside are golden yellowish color and the outside is a little bit crispy, but it will actually become softer the day after.